is going to go. They are catching Jarvan out of position. Jarvan flashes away. However, the bullet time comes out and just instantly collects the Kaisa, and the Zyra are going to fall. The knockup on the Scion. But this Scion is going to die here in a second. They are just kiting it back. They're running away. That MF, that means that there's nobody in the front line. The Jarvan now is going to run in there, jump on top. Ultimate's coming out. Mumu fires out. The bullet time is out. Bullet time has already collected one. She's going to flash forward. She's going to take another kill. The Syndra is going to finish off the Mumu. They're in the tower hitting Lissandra, saying, this is our game. Here's the insult. And down goes BYOB. Down goes Xerath, meanwhile, is going to get caught out. The bullet time coming out. The Leona Lance is stunned. The Skarner is going to show up late to the party. He is going to start smacking on this Leona. The Crockpot is going to flash ultimate into the MF. However, she is going to get exhausted and deleted. Meanwhile, the Skarner is going to pay for his life. And so Renekton will go in, finding the set, finding the Viego. The shield's out, bullet time is out. However, Nautilus not walking forward into everything to clear it out and root the stun. Samira ultimate coming out doing work. The poor little Viego is fixing to get mutilated here. Here comes the Ornn. Kanye is going to land a stun. Ornn is going to go in. He's going to land a two-man knockup. Lucian ult coming out. Meanwhile, the damage from the Xayah and the Kaisa is there. If nobody gets on him, Veigar is able to secure the kill on the Nautilus. However, the Xayah is still going. The Xayah and the Kaisa. Braum already at 50%. Ornn at 50%. Ornn is going in. However, the Kaisa is going to
steps up and
Kaisa
get deleted.
Deleted by the Veigar. Malphite is running at this particular Veigar. However, he can't get any damage on him because his team is just getting so low. Box comes out. Q combo lands. Lucian is finally getting some damage in, but the Veigar is going to clean this up real quick. The Kanye there. Braum steps in front.
What is this picture?
Welcome to our evening of LXC. This is the playoffs week, and as you can see, I'm joined by Danny DeVito, aka La La Land. Nice to see you, Lala. How you doing?
I feel paid. What the heck? I want my Kindred picture back. I don't even know who this is. I'm too young. I don't know who this is.
It's Danny DeVito.
I don't know who that is.
Well, you know, more incentive for you to have a camera. I do love to see the smile, and we've got a playoff match to talk about to start our evening. It is going to be a best of 3. It is Divine Temple, ECG Hellfire, and more importantly, are we going to see some Kanye this evening?
Ooh.
I crushed them 2 weeks ago. They let him have the Kanye, and he won. He took control of both games. So I don't think DT is going to let that Kanye stay out. But we'll have to wait for picks and bans to see that. Maybe the coaching has done some homework, and they said, no, we're gonna ban some other things. Speaking of coaching, our sponsor this evening is Coachify GG. It is a new platform for esports coaches to track their students and grow their business with 0 commissions and free to join. It's a perfect tool for coaches who want to level up. Thank you, Coachify. I'm hoping we're going to get you guys on stream next split and get one of the coaches' takes on some of these matches that we've been seeing. So I'll be interested to see if we're going to have them around. We also have some good news this evening. Tonight, we are going to announce the MVP winners for the IBS, and then we'll kind of talk about the predictions and we're going to break down. So, you want to do the honors, or should I do the honors, Lala?
You should do the honors.
All right, fair enough. Let's get right to it. So, there will be a member of staff reaching out to the winners. They're going to get a mystery skin that will be happening at some point in the near future. So hang in. Congratulations to everybody that participated, all our voters, and of course, our players that got voted in. So in the top lane, Spawn of Hell. And I believe Spawn of Hell won, won this pretty handily. 63% of the voters voted for Spawn, and kind of ran away with that award. Second place for that was Stay Frosty, followed by Lathanor. But I mean, anybody who saw Spawn this split, he has been kind of going crazy in IBS. And Spawn could only do that with the help of the person that won the jungle MVP, which was in fact Liv, kind of popping off there on several different games and jungles. I believe Liv also had a 71% voting for that particular award, followed by I Miss My Dad and the Scout 666 in third place on there. So we got two people from the BB squad. However, they didn't take home all of the MVPs. The MVP for the mid was iSmurf on Zed from CB Tabernacle. He was able to get the award with a 65% pick on the selection of iSmurf Zed. I believe that was followed by Jester and Kuronomi, respectively, for second and third place, followed by the ADC, which was the closest, I believe, of all of the voting for MVPs. The winner of the ADC MVP was CB Excel with a 52% vote in. I believe ECG Arcane followed by Croc in third place. And then lastly, support was also extremely close. I personally thought this was going to be more of a runaway, but our very own Ember was, in fact, 42% of the vote for support taking that MVP title. Rex finishing and Elsword being the other competitors there who tied both with 29%. So we do appreciate everybody for participating and voting. And again, Spawn of Hell, Liv, iSmurf on Zed, CBXL, and Ibra the Flame, you guys will be getting a mystery skin at some point. Somebody from staff reach out. So if a random person reaches out and you don't see that they're on our staff, don't respond to them and give them any information. Just ignore them. So with that said, let's get into predictions. And Lala, I'll turn it over to you. What you got for me?
So for predictions, here, for me at least, what I'm seeing, what's really heavily contested between everyone is there's a lot of people picking up Kaisa and Ashe. These are the things that I've been seeing a lot for both teams. That's for ADC contest. But surprise, surprise, there's a Zeri player here, and I haven't seen a Zeri in IBS yet, or even in the Gold League. So I'm really excited to see that be contested for at least ADC wise. Jungle, I haven't heard of EGL unless there's a name change, but there seems to they're playing meta. I like it a lot. There's about 20 games on Rek'Sai plus Kayn in this history, and I'm willing to see if that's the biggest bet that we'll see in jungle there. On the other hand, though, for Divine Temple, Mindflux plays the whole different, completely different champ pool. Mindflux plays Lee Sin, Amumu, like all these other like very not, I think very just kind of go in, and I want to see this like matchup go down because it's basically for Lee Sin matchups. It's just basically if you're better, and Rek'Sai is actually the number one counter to Lee Sin. Well, not the number one, but a really big counter to Lee Sin because the Q kick and everything like that. So jungle matchup for that prediction wise, it's gonna be very interesting to see. Those are the two interesting lanes I have so far that I like a lot. I do see a lot of people here with like interesting picks, like e.g. Angry's picks here are very different. because he's playing different lanes. You know, he's flexing in and out, but he's also been playing like Sedge top. There's a little bit of Poppy. There's just a little bit all the good stuff that you can be flexing. So I want to see what Angry pulls out for top lane. That's very unique for for at least an IBS league to be playing Sejuani top, to play like all these other lanes top. Yeah, I what do you have, Prep? Those are like the interesting lanes I've been scouting out because I'm looking at like those matchups in general. You know, IBS League I've seen so far it's mostly top generated because of Spot of Hell and Live. So what do you think about this game?
So I think it's going to be interesting because they swapped positions. I believe Bear was the jungle and Mind was playing mid, and now they've swapped Mind to jungle, and Bear is going mid. So has somebody that was forced to play jungle and then got to return back to mid. There is kind of a different mindset there. And typically, I do see, at least from my perspective, mids that have played jungles and jungles that have played mid will tend to put more emphasis and focus on their mid lane to help with roaming. So if that's the case and they've done that swap, I kind of want to see Bear playing something that can roam a lot and help Mind from the jungle side. So I kind of want to see how that setup is going to come about. And then we've seen a couple of different options down but for Divine Temple. They have Perella on the roster. I think Socratic is getting a crack tonight. And typically from Socratic, I've seen some interesting Nyla games. And so I'd be interested if they're going to try to throw a Nyla in because I don't think we've seen Nyla at all this split at all. And I'd be interested to see what they can do with the Nyla if given the opportunity. Perella was kind of like the Zuri player, and I've played against Perella's Zuri. But since we're going to see Socratic tonight, I would expect to see, if we're going to see something crazy, it won't be the Zuri, but it will be the Nyla. So I'll be interested to see what their coach has in store for how they're going to run it. And then on the other side for Hellfire, they've kind of playing what you were talking about. They're playing the meta comps. They've kind of like, I think early on the first couple of games they played a couple of interesting combinations, but they've kind of settled more on playing some of these meta comps. And I think their roster is kind of settled down. I think there's only well, actually no, MF to Sneaky just had the name changed to Hell. So it'll be kind of the standard that we've been seeing them from previous. MF has been a popular choice for them. I know in a couple of games previously, I would fully expect Ale to not see Kane or Kanye tonight. And also as well, I don't expect the Rex side to come out either. I expect to be targeted banned just based off of the last couple of games they went into. So we are getting into it, and of course, yeah, here we do see that the Rex side, the Kanye banned right away, along with the Swain, and then the Jarvan, the Kaisa, and the Udyr on the other side. We do see the Lee Sin come out, which we kind of talked about can be played by mid, and it can be played by their jungle, followed by the Ornn, and then on EKG side, we do see the Sion, the Seraphina, and we do see the MF come out. I would have thought they would have banned the MF over the Swain, but these are kind of like we talked about the Kaisa and the Rex side being banned out and targeted. I fully expected that in this first game to come out and able to eat some bans. So,
Ooh, the Rel pick. The Rel pick, very bold pick here. I don't like Rel picks versus poke comp. This is a very bad matchup for Rel. This is a good first three though. First three, not showing ADC, Lisa and Flex, Oran's top, Rel could be jungle.
it does run the risk now that EKG could target ban ADCs heavily if they so choose. We do see your buddy Viego eating a ban here.
Viego, of course, that's resets it. The side of Hellfire, they just want to go in, and with Sion Seraphine, of course, Viego's gonna get banned, right? Because that's how you start. Ooh, Samira about to eat a ban here. That's a very good ban here because they're all in comp. That's a very interesting ban if they lock it. It's 100% the one thing you want to ban here. if they get Samir, this is gonna be a disaster for you. All right, that's a good ban. DT side of ban, they're gonna ban Silas. All right, Silas ban and Tristana ban right back. Whoa, they don't want any engaged ADC at all. DT is getting pinched for ADCs right here. What do you think?
So we kind of talked about it, right? I think they could have held the rel pick, and I think they could have picked their ADC better here. Now they've kind of being able to target ban ADC with the setup, trying to get rid of all kind of like the all in ADCs with to go around with this Lee Sin or and Rel. So we do see the Ezreal to come out, which is an interesting choice. I would think might be an issue where they target a ban and they feel more comfortable on that one. I don't think I would play the Ezreal here. I don't think it fits the comp in particularly well.
It doesn't. This means forward. So first 3 picks on the side of DT means forward, and Ezreal means no forward. You're playing for poke. Yeah, you're playing for poke.
Yeah, you want the poke and the kite, and then we see the Maokai coming out on EKG, even more of we're going to lock you down. We're going to set you up with the Psy and the Seraphine and the Maokai, and then Bullet Time is going to do some work. So EKG, I really like their team comp here. DT's kind of in a weird spot. I don't know. What would you round this out from a mid perspective? Because I would tell you what I would pick for mid, which you already know what I would tell you to pick for mid here.
That's a Seraphine mid. Hold up. That's a Seraphine mid. that gave me your answer. For this is a very good job for Hellfire. That flex of Seraphine, them insta-locking Rel, like, oh, they want to go in like this. This is perfect. For DT for mid lane here, I would probably pick that is something I would not pick here for DT, but it is interesting. That was so fast. I think it would be either an assassin like LeBlanc or Ari or someone that can impact, right? You need someone to impact for this.
Somebody to get to the MF. I would have said that Kassadin, at least if the Q can stop the bullet time, be able to get on top of the MF or LeBlanc. But yeah, I would have picked something that could jump back and forth and get on top. Instead, they've DT's opted for the Malzahar, which is a very interesting pick for this comp because he's outranged by the Seraphine. He's not going to be able to get to the MF. So really, the Malzahar's ult targets are going to be Maokai and Braum and Sion. I'm not certain I like that a setup for DT at this point. So I think DT's got a, just based off of comp, I think DT's got a very, very uphill battle for this particular setup. I think EKG's got multiple ways to engage this fight and control this fight. They have the way better team fight potential, and DT's going to have to really step this up to play this right.
Yeah, I do agree. DT's mountain's really high. This Lee Sin Rel needs to like impact very heavily early to mid game when they have ults. This should be the we gotta go, we gotta pick, we gotta get somebody out of this. But I think Hellfire's comp is just perfect for that, you know? Oh, you wanna pick us? We'll just throw everything at you. Like Maokai, they got Seraphine. And this looks very this mountain looks way tall. Oh.
Very rough go. They need time for that to the easy to get going. EKG's got multiple ways to get into this fight. I don't know how DT gets to this MF past mid game. Lee Sin is going to have to really focus that bot lane, get easy and Rel a lead, and then Malzahar needs to play around, futures market with Lost Chapter, spam it early, stay safe in his lane. This is going to be a hard fight, I think, for DT. EKG's got just so many tools to get in this fight. They can engage, they can disengage, and this MF could become a monster rather quickly. Predictions are live. Remember that predictions are now 5 minutes instead of the 2 minutes, and that this will be a best of 3 series tonight, depending on how these games go. So we could be up for a third game, or it could be a 2-0, which I believe is what happened a couple weeks ago with DT and EKG. It was a 2-0. I believe their average game times from a couple weeks ago First game, correct me if I'm wrong, I think was 30 minutes, and I think the second game was about 33 minutes. So based off this comp, I would say I'm going to be bold and predict EKG wins the first game at 27 and a half minutes.
Oh, you know what? I'll be the person. I think it's a 30-minute game. 30-minute and beyond. I think they're gonna choke one fight and then it's gonna go 30 minutes.
27 and a half is my prediction for this game with EKG winning out. So we'll have to see how right I am. Predictions are still up for 2 more minutes, and we will in fact get into it afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, what is your feeling on the Orn into the Scion? We talked about this previously, so what's your take on that?
So my take is basically two meatballs trying to fight each other. This lane is just gonna be very boring unless Orin does like a the level 6 trick where he hits the brittle 3 times. I don't think this lane's just you wanna hit me. That's it. They don't do anything. This is gonna be a really boring lane. I hate this lane a lot because no one does nothing. Both playing weak side. Well, at least Sin's not gonna kill Saya. Maokai's not gonna kill Orin. Their 2v2 is not gonna do much till 6. This is just a slugfest where it's ah.
The reason I bring it up is the last time we saw an Orn and Scion, the Orn and the Scion literally slugged it out every single chance they got, and they weren't fighting to just take health bars. They were fighting to take lives, and they just kept fighting and kept trading kills. So I'll be interested to see what happens this time around. If we're gonna see fireworks or if it's just gonna be a slap fight and no one gets any kills. I believe we're having some problems getting into the match. Let me double check here and see if we can.
All right. Meanwhile, while we're trying to figure out things like that, let's go to a quick break. We'll be right back. Let's figure this out in our break, and we'll tune in right when the game starts. And here we go! Game 1 of the IBS playoffs in the LXC official. On the blue side, it's ECG Hellfire, and on the red side, it'll be DT, Divine Temple.
Alright, are we going to see an invade here from DT to get spicy here, or are we going to see 5 points?
A 5-point? Oh, we don't get invades.
Oh, no.
Get invades!
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So sad. So sad.
I would say this though, this level 1 would be crazy to fight because no one has anything for level 1.
You got the Braum passive and then the Makai lockdown if you take it. So I mean, you could. I don't like MF's choice of items here, but you know, is what it is. Cyan is going to go in here and say hi. Let the slap fest begin. Oh, he's just going to work.
Dance off? Dance off? Aww.
He's having a dance off, but Orin is not dancing. So just off of style points, Cyan wins this fight. Wow. And the mastery emote coming out.
Yeah. Oh, we do see jungler starting on up blue side, both top side for Maokai, bot side for Lee Sin, blue side both going down, tapping top.
We do, but the difference here is Lee got a leash. Maokai did not. And hopefully Lee will take note of that and push and try to invade to punish that.
I think Lee might not. Maybe Maokai clears really fast out of like just in general. That's why he's so good. Oh, the slap fist! Oh, it happened. Oh,
here comes the Braum. They get level 2 early. He does land the setup, but MF is not in position. Rel is gonna jump on top and stop. If she hadn't, MF could have propped that passive and killed it. So. Unfortunately, the Rel was able to jump in there, take a little damage, and stop that from happening. So almost, if MF had been better positioned. I would expect them to push this really quick and push in this tower, and then just continue to try to harass this easy, knowing that he's already at half-life. Meanwhile, the Slapfest up top is going to continue.
Cyan's winning. That's the good side. That's the usually winning side.
Seraphine is dangerously close here in the mid. She's already pushed to the tower. This is a Lee Sin we're talking about. So I would not be shocked if this Lee Sin comes around real quick and tries to get a gank off his farm. But it does look like it.
Oh, this poke from this MF is just the tickles. The bullets hurt.
But she's also correctly targeting the easy and ignoring the kind of the rel. So
it's good. This is good targeting from the side of a Hellfire ECG. They're just ooh. Ezra taking first strike, getting no gold. That is crazy.
That's rough. That is not good. Ugh.
Oh, Easy's almost dead.
And worse, I think if she got the longsword, he'd be dead at this point.
I think taking the Doran Blade here is actually a really safe pick here, just in case the all-in you have.
It's safe. It's safe, but I would have liked to see go guard this one, especially if it's gonna go pretty bad pretty quick after that. We do see them trading jungles are trading scuttles. And again, Lee Sin is kind of rotating over to Seraphine. However, lane state is kind of gone back to equal. She pushed quick enough, so Lee Sin not able to punish Seraphine. And meanwhile, the slap bite is continuing up top. Looks like Cyan won round 1 and sent Ornn back. We do see the Lee coming into position. I do think he's already been spotted out on a ward. He is coming and sweeping all the way around from the Ornn. So we'll have to see if they're able to get into position. It doesn't look like it's Cyan is kind of moving back. We do see the Lee Sin land a Q. He is starting to get damage, but Ornn trying to collect his CS and catch up and not lose too much there. And the lane has kind of gone back to a neutral state. Meanwhile, we do see the Malzahar in this particular instance has opted. Lee Sin does come right back. Cyan does realize he is in a little bit of trouble. He is eating damage. The Lee Sin is holding his Q. Flash comes out. First kill secured. Rooted is coming down. The tree is going to return fire. Now the damage coming out with the Cyan passive. Ornn is in trouble. The flash comes out. The stun hits. The root comes out. The double kill from the tree is secured. Good rotation.
Woo, that's so good.
There. Yeah, it was a good solid rotation from the jungle to go out there, even though Lee was kind of sitting around.
Oh yeah, Lee got punished for waiting around there. We do see a stat. We see a lethality. Lee Sin lethality? Question mark? This is a good Gore Drinker game. What? Also, he could just try to do one pop there. I think we're gonna see both top laners go into Heartsteel here. Big trade poke here.
Good land from the Seraphine. Is able to chunk out the Malzahar pretty heavily. He does eat a tower shot though. Meanwhile, Ornn and Cyan continuously taking the slap fight back and forth. Malzahar is going to be forced to get back, and he is going to lose a chunk of CS here because the Seraphine is going to be able to push his lane real quick. And Malzahar is potentially going to lose a lane, but he does opt to teleport back immediately to secure. Meanwhile, down bottom, we do see the fight started out. Lee Sin is here, but the Braum Q is able to block. Braum is able to flash away at the last second. Meanwhile, the slap fight, Ornn soloed the Scion. The Makai has shown up. The damage is coming out. The root is in place. Seraphine lands the root. The charm comes out. Rel is on the run. Braum is going to dash forward. Art's going to pop the passive. Such patience. The charm landing there again. And the double kill from the Seraphine. So you love to see the Braum and the follow-up there, leaving the damage to come out and go to the correct targets there. So well done to secure the double kill on the Seraphine, as well as the MF also getting a kill. Ornn is able to. I'm kind of sad we didn't get to see the Ornn all-in fight versus the Scion, but yeah, trading blows here early.
Oh yeah, big trades here. We do see Ezreal opting into getting not Hydra first. That's a big question.
He's doing that Korean build. I'm not a big fan of this at all.
I think if you're a little bit ahead, yes, but Ezreal.
Yeah, not if you're not ahead. I don't think it works out so well. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
I guess the old saying is let him cook. You know, let's see if he does it later on. If it's a big buy. We just see
meanwhile, the Ornn does come back in, charges right into the Scion. I think you're right. They are going for the same particular build and building into the Heartsteel. Meanwhile, down bottom, MF, she kind of already has a dark done. She's got the longsword there. She's gonna.
Oh, I like this Makai's build. Makai's actually building into Demonic Embrace here, so that scales over damage and AP here.
Braum does land a Q. The MF was a little out of position to make him punish there, but again, just kind of getting that chip damage in here. Slapfest 2023 still happening top. Ornn is going to knock the Scion in the air. You do see the Lee Sin rotating from behind. Ornn is just getting the damage out. Lee Sin does fire wide on the Q, and the Scion does walk away from this one. So again, Lee visiting up top. We do see the Tree Man coming up there to join his teammate. Bottom is still getting poked out. The tree is going to land his root on the Lee Sin. The Ornhorn is going to come out. The Makai ult is on top. He is rooted. The Scion is going to follow up. Down goes the Ornn. Now the Lee Sin is being blocked. He gets rerooted. Again, Seraphine with the roam, able to get the kill back on after poor Mount Tree got taken out and cut down. But a double kill for the Scion in that instance. And Seraphine was able to roam once again. So again, good on the mid, doing a lot of roaming here. I expected to see, well, unfortunately with the Malzahar, it's a little bit more difficult, especially with the build. But I would expect Malzahar to be getting some damage on this tower, but he's not able to punish the Seraphine for 2 roams now.
That was a really bad rotate from Malzar, knowing that Seraphine already left first. ECG, they played it very well. That rotate was really nice, and Maokai coming in to secure those doubles. Like, it was just a very good play overall to turn that 1v2 over. And we just see, like, it was just a good turnover. We do see them, like, building up their items, staticking up. I do want to know what Seraphine's going to build into here. Will it be Crown? Will it be Leandris? Will it be Ludens? And we see an engage.
We do see it come out. The Rel is going to land. The Braum is going to ultimate in return and dash back. The teleport coming out from the bottom there. It looks like Sion is going to join this fight. Sion doesn't see the Malzahar. The Malzahar is ulting the MF. The Sion has split the team fight, though. The Malzahar is left to himself. Bullet time is coming out. Sion is chasing 3 into the tower. Sion is going to eventually go down. However, now the tree has shown up to the fight. The ultimate comes out. The passive is going to lock down. He is rooted in the tower. The Lee Sin is coming back out to secure the kill, but he does not get the kill. The Seraphine is flashing forward. The charm comes out. Maokai is now chasing down this Ezreal. Is he going to land the root and knock him up and secure the kill? Disaster. Disaster for DT there. They are not able to get a double kill on there. Braum is going to die to the tower, and we do see the Seraphine getting off now to a 4-0 start. So I like where they were going with that, but the teleport from that Sion just kind of messed everything up, I think, there for DT. So we do see the Dragon Call coming out, and they are going to secure this dragon, I think, before Lee Sin is going to be able to get in position.
DT, that was a very bad fight there. That Sion TP, that was pretty ballsy, but we saw that Malzar ult do no damage. Doesn't even have the Andres. This is just terrible. No one's able to follow up either, so Bear, the Malzar just gets soloed right there in that moment. Very good items picked up here. We do see a bunch of mythics picked up here, so Seraphine's gonna go into Leandris. Ghost Clary completed on MF. We see Evening Show and Heartsteel finished on the top laners. They're just gonna be slugging it out once again. Hydra's also complete on this easy, and we do see.
Meanwhile, the passive is coming out. Maokai is coming in here, but unfortunately, Rel is able to just get away before the passive got applied. We do see Sion here and the slap fight with Ornn. This time, however, now they both have the tank items completed. They both got boots there completed. Ornn is going to knock the Sion up. The Sion is going to start kiting him back. He is going to return fire. So these guys are going at it. They're just going to continuously slap each other and beat the crap out of each other until one of their jungles goes up or one of them decides it's time to fight to the death. So here we go. Ornn is getting low. Sion is getting low. The Sion is knocked out. The Ornn is coming out. The Ornn will land successfully onto the Sion, and that kill is finished. Meanwhile, the Ornn flashing away at the last second from the Sion passive to not get himself killed. So Ornn has successfully soloed the Sion twice now, which is what I called out from the previous time that we saw the Ornn was able to get those solo kills on the Sion, and they were fighting to the death. Looks like we're getting the same type of matchup here, but this is a Sion we're talking about. The tree will immediately get the root and land the ultimate on top and secure the kill on Ornn before Ornn could punish him and get the wave all the way into the tower.
What an overstay! That's a big mistake.
That was brutal. I know he was trying to cost him CS, but not that low.
Oh, that was no respect on the side for that Ornn. Ornn really wanted that wave to gain. I feel like that was just a lose situation. They should have known Maokai was up there anyways. Well, that's maybe map wise didn't think Maokai was coming up. I would believe like Seraphine disappeared the map, that I probably would have recalled, but being bold right there.
You do see the Seraphine gonna have to pull away from mid. The lead did come up while she was clearing up that ward there. If she'd have walked back in, she would have been bait. Wisely walking around, but I don't think she realizes she is going to start the fight. She is going to land the charm. However, the ultimate is out. The Lee Sin with the ward hop is going to ult back into the tower, and that will get the shutdown onto the Malzahar from the Seraphine. However, the taking damage from the Seraphine will, in fact, finish the Malzahar off. Meanwhile, Ornn and Sion, again, just up top, slapping each other around, seeing who wants to get low first. Bot is pushing towards this tower, and maybe they're going to do it and try to get it. Oh, it's 2 hits, but no, they're going to opt not to. Scion is waiting right there as well. Take another fight with Ornn.
All right, this is round 7, by the way. Top lane versus top lane. I'm counting. I'm counting. This is round 7.
Oh, I thought he was gonna wait till he walked all the way to tower. He does elect to start the slap in here, and then he's gonna walk with it back to the tower. Gonna take another pop on top. The Ornn is going to slap him back, and we just see them slapping each other around, seeing who blinks.
This is just so sad. This top lane, or it's just I love it. I love it here. I love these tank battles. You see big dunk. That's it. Round 7. Is it gonna start?
Let's go. Yeah, he saw the mana is a little bit low there from the Scion, so he does elect to go in, hit a little bit more. He's gonna turn around now. He knows the Scion's out of mana. I can't really fight and sustain here. Ornhorn is coming back out. Ornhorn is going to miss with the flash from Scion. He is gonna walk away. Meanwhile, mid Braum was showing up to get the MF party started on the Malzahar, and mid looks like the lane swap is happened with that tower falling. They're already in position. Seraphine, don't walk right there alone. You're gonna get hurt. Scion and the Ornn again slapping. The Seraphine does take a little bit of chip damage there, but the EG did not take advantage of the positioning from the Rel there to really push them. I think they should have at least tried to get
I think they were afraid of like having Makai there or anything. They don't have any vision. But,
they didn't have any vision. He's on. I think they now know he's on Herald now, but yeah, I think they were respecting. He is 5-2-5. 16 minutes of the game, so he is being all over this map. He is being impactful. He does have the embrace finish. Ornn does skip the tower in return though. Ornn is low though. There is no mana on the Ornn. Surprised the Scion is not pushing that further. But the Scion elects to just smack the Ornn around a little bit and then go back to farming. Meanwhile, we do see the return of the calls to go back to Dragon, and they are immediately going to start this Dragon with the vision established already. So, hopefully see a contest there. We do see the ultimate coming out. They are going back into the pit. However, the Makai is going to take a lot of damage here. The Bullet Tide, the Lee Sin does secure the Dragon, so the Dragon is stolen. However, he needs to get out of this pit. You are alone there, Tree. Ornhorn is going to come up. Ornhorn is only going to knock one in the air. Scion has arrived to this fight, and we have got ourselves a slugfest. And Seraphine is able to secure and get the kill. Now the EZ is being chased. The Seraphine will land the charm. The Scion will follow up with the Q, and we do see, unfortunately, from behind, that the triple kill coming out from that Lee Sin. He is assassinating the Braum. Scion has no mana. Scion does not want to be here no more. Neither does the Seraphine. So what looked to be in a better position there from ECG actually backfired on them. DT was able to push into the pit, get good targeting, able to secure the Dragon, and able to punish the misposition from the EMF being left behind there. So a good fight from DT to secure that. Unfortunately, from EKG might cost them a little bit more here in a second because the Scion is still trying to take a blue in their jungle by himself, Half-Life, no mana. Yeah, he's gonna just walk away because that's a Scion.
Oh yeah, I do want to just look at Lee Sin's items, and that's a very interesting second buy there. I think it was going to be Edge of Night. I did not believe it was going to be Umbral Glaive. This is a very odd choice for vision clearing and everything. If he doesn't have Zombie Ward, this is a very interesting buy here. It's the cheapest item for lethality and everything like that, but not a thing. And we do see top lane just
Meanwhile, another slugfest here. The Tree and the Ornn are going at it. Tree is going to elect there to just stay there and not push, knowing that the Scion was a little bit behind. Although he might have pushed it. The Scion I think could have gotten in position with the ultimate.
This is round 8. Round 8. Look top. Round 8.
They're going.
Oh!
Here, no. He's elected to take blue. He's not pushing it. I think he knows that Ornn can just kind of walk away here, and so they're going to respect the fact that the Ornn could walk away, and Ornn is just going to continuously kind of clear out the areas. Meanwhile, we do see a 4-man mid already from ECG, opting to go ahead and at this top pretty hard. Charm is going to land on Rel. Oh my goodness, the damage coming out. Bullet Time is able to claim, and my goodness, it almost got the EZ only being on the edge. So we do see the Lee Sin hopping to his EC. Shelly has been dropped. It is going to charge into this second tier tower. Are we going to see a rotation here to Baron? Or are we just going to see more poke? So kind of interested. The Scion here is already rotated over. They're mid. I think they could have Baron.
I object very hard.
I know you're gonna.
Ults. No, there's no ults on MF or even Seraphine. This return fight is gonna. I think it's in favor of DT there. DT wins the return.
They could have bush baited that Baron bait and then killed it. But
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure Scion wants us to do round down 9 of the top lane fight.
This is round 10. However, the once mighty 2-0 into Ornn is now 2-4-5. So Scion has got himself back in this game with a little help on his team fights, able to be a little bit more impactful at this point than Ornn in those fights, and still maintaining a decent amount of CS as well. So CS across the board looks okay. It really just looks like, the difference on the gold is just that Seraphine and the jungle for most of that gold in there. So you see the fight continue. Here we go.
Yep. Well, we don't see Lisa. Don't take no zombie wear with more glaive, so not really getting much value here. Maybe for lethality, but I would prefer at least someone with Black Cleaver here to help the team, at least help Easy get some shred in there. That's an ambulation thing.
We do see Ornn go land on top. He knows the Scion is low on mana. He might choose to re-engage here, although Braum is coming around from the side, and Braum did get spotted out here. But the passive does land. It gets knocked up in the air. Will he land the stun for a second? He does, but this is not a squishy target. And this is Braum ganking with the Scion. So nothing kind of happening there. Just a little bit more of some trading in damage. Meanwhile, down bot, we're going to get ourselves some spicy action here, I think, in a second. Al-Azahar is waiting patiently to try to ult somebody if they get too close, and hoping that somebody is not the tree or the Braum. We do see the Seraphine coming around from the backside. It'd be interesting to see if she gets spotted, and if they rotate on her. She did walk over a ward there, but Al-Azahar opted not to step into that particular fight. But they are repositioning around to get better control of vision in here, and this time they're doing it correctly. Where they're all 4 there and all 4 in the pit, or at least close to the pit, to get some zoning in. So Dragon has been started. Wards are being cleared out. We do see the Malzahar come over. The ultimate does come out on the Seraphine. Bullet Time coming out, and Bullet Time doing work. Seraphine, the triple kill from the MF. Meanwhile, in the back, the EZ is just chunking people out, but they're not able to secure a kill yet. MF is running around. The Root is coming out. Ornn is chasing. Scion is stunning. Braum is smacking her, and again, they just couldn't secure and get the kill on the MF, and Bullet Time shredded that team. They are now starting Dragon, and EZ just got, he was left alone, but he just doesn't have enough damage to secure any kills, unfortunately. They just didn't need to target him at all. What looked like a good start from DT, able to get a ultimate on the Seraphine, and able to secure the Seraphine kill, but after that, just MF able to rip this team to shreds because they can't get to her.
Oh yeah, that MF Seraphine combo right there was just devastating. 3 people go down for that. That was just incredible. That's a good thing for ECG. And DT just kind of had to take it, and Azor couldn't get into the fight. Like I said, their comp wants to go in, and that's the opposite of go in.
One combo from the MF. And EZ is chunked out, and now Seraphine and them are chasing. The EZ is already at half from 1 Q combo from the MF. EZ is forced to back here. My goodness, that MF looking pretty crazy with that collector. Interestingly enough, she opted for LDR. Not surprising with Yorn and the Rel, but I'm not certain I like it this early.
I think I like it this early because it just shreds the. It gives her a chance for Collector to go crazy, right? That's the biggest thing. And big.
Does land. They do start the damage. However, kind of a misposition. They've got two people working on Baron, and the AR are able to land a return stun. Lee Sin is getting into this fight. He is able to ult with the Braum away to save his team. The Maokai is going to ult. Meanwhile, there's still two manning Baron over here. Malzahar is pushing by himself. Didn't even bother getting into the fight at all. And so for the low cost of the support's life, Baron secured.
That's when you know that's a problem. They can two-man Baron, the rest can zone you. That's pretty scary. 25 minutes. 2 minutes for them to end the game. Remember, you have a bet for 27.
I said 27 and a half minutes. So I'm standing by, although it looks like they'd have to push and wipe and clear, but it is possible. They do have the team damage if they decide to push a 5-man mid, but it does look like they're gonna opt to do a 3-1-1 and just get more towers. It doesn't look like my prediction is gonna happen at this point, but are still looking pretty solid right now. 26 minutes into this game, they've got themselves a nice 4K gold lead. They've got Baron. They've got plenty of clear and plenty of time. Meanwhile, on the other side, EZ is still in a bad spot. Malzahar just not having a good impact at this point in time, and they're just bleeding away towers at this point. So we do see them opt into that 4-man. Malzahar is still bottom, trying to push bot lane, even though these guys have Baron, and they are pushing mid. And now we're seeing him on the inner tower, and that tower is melting. We do see them go in, and he is able to ultimate the MF. However, the return fire from the Maokai is able to root down and lock down targets. Lee Sin is going down. Rooted EZ is going down. The team wipe is happened. Guess who has Baron buff? And it is 27 minutes and 30 seconds, and it does look they are going to end this game. Now Zahar is still there. TP is coming out. The inner hit are coming down. Here comes the last tower. Malzahar can do nothing but watch and fall as this game is going to come to a close. And oh my goodness, 27 minutes and 53 seconds. I was off by 23 seconds.
Yeah, but this was a banger. This was a banger. The top luck slug, good direction. I like EG's direction of that team fight. They draft. Prediction was correct for me at least. EG was gonna win that game 1. Good drafting from them. I would say for DT, please, I would say draft something more comfortable or more towards what kind of way that you guys want to play in that way. I think that's the biggest thing. DT need to look at the back and like, hey, we need to play. If they're gonna fight us, we need to fight them back. We can't have just poke or play or commit to that one style of poke, right? They didn't commit to the style of what they wanted to do. They wanted to play, let's play early, let's play this, and then we did not see Raul go with Lee Sin, right? We didn't see any of these roam plays or anything like that, so DT never got off feet, and then you just see like everyone else just, in the Kajumble, you pick a bunch of things and it doesn't work for DT. So I would like to see DT pick a better draft here. I think DT can actually pull it out, like you said. I want game 3. Let's hope game 3. Game 3. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think really this wasn't really just like a skill matchup issue where one team is just, really, really better than the other. DT still played a good game. Just a comp issue, really. Like, it almost was like the Rel pick and then getting the 2 ADC bans kind of put them in a bad spot because they didn't play what they were going to play. And had that been a different pick for them, along with the Malzahar pick, I think we've got a different game on hand. I think they know that. and I think they'll come back, take a breather, maybe get a quick 5 minutes in, come back and say, hey, look, guys, we need to change our comp a little bit more. Let's play around our comp and strategy and kind of rein it in. From EKG side, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Makai was impactful all over the place. That's what you kind of want to see from your jungle. He kind of didn't really go top. I mean, he had a double kill there where he countered the Lee for staying up too long. So really, the Maokai just really kind of focused on bot, got bot ahead, and just kind of countered wherever Lee was going. So very impactful. Liked what I saw specifically from their jungle. And then, I mean, a mid that roams. Seraphine, she roamed bot, she roamed top, she roamed top again. So she's like she was all over the map. She had some really timely plays there, and so I really want to see DT come out and say, okay, well, we can't allow this roaming to happen in this time. Let's put our mid on something more flexible. If they're going to play Seraphine, maybe we see a Cassidon, maybe we see a LeBlanc, maybe even see an Ari. But put your mid in a better position to be able to counter the roams and be able to get some better control there. I don't think the Malzahar pick.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more aggressive play coming out from the mid laner. Maybe we see a switch. We see, we'll see Bear go jungle, Mindflex go back mid, and then we see like
No,
crackdown.
unfortunately, the rules once you've put in your roster, you are locked into that position. So they're not going to be able to do anything kind of sneaky and switch their jungle and mid and swap places. Although, I mean, we do know that Bear can play the Lee Sin mid, and then that's the way you could kind of mess them up. Put the Lee Sin mid or Nocturne. Just saying, you could play some Nocturne mid. There's the Korean Vi mid strategy as well. Although I haven't really seen the Vi mid in some time. It does work for some matchups surprisingly well. But I wouldn't expect them to go crazy on that one. But I will still continue. I think they're going to ban the Kanye still. I still think we'll see the Rek'Sai ban. But it'll be interesting to see if now we're going to see 3 bans on his jungle and put him on something lesser. So that'll be kind of interesting to see from the picks perspective what they do there, and really just from DT, just clean up the picks and see the DT that I'm used to seeing. And yeah, I think we can see a third game.
Oh, I just got a word from Boss Man Soul. You can switch lanes as long as you're still in the same roster lock. So you can switch lanes as long as you are the same 5 people. So we do have that thing happen. You might see it. I do agree though, the 3-ban jungle, right? Maokai might be up there, but then you have to do a Sejuani, right? I think Sejuani and Ivern are still up for grabs, and I don't know if L plays them at all. But those are probably the other counterfeits right there. But then again, we just saw an amazing play with that Maokai doing Maokai things, and reason why he's up there. Very good, very good.
Yeah, I mean, Ivern's so strong right now. I think Ale does actually play the Ivern. I haven't seen him play it recently, but I do think he's got some Ivern games in there recently. I don't think he plays Sedge. I don't think I've seen Ale have any Sedge games, but I mean, Sedge is kind of a strong pick for what they're doing. So even if they ban it out, yeah, I mean, Sedge is always there. And let's be honest, Sedge is not the hardest jungle to play. Sedge is pretty straightforward. But in the hands of an aggressive jungle, it can really wreak havoc on a team fight. But we'll have to see what they're gonna do on that one. I think this will be a closer game. I think DT is going to draft a much stronger comp holistically, and I would expect them to probably target the jungle with 3 bans. And I would also not expect. See, here's the other option though. You're still leaving that MF, and everybody that we've seen running MF on these combos when you don't have anything that's going to dive through and get the MF, MF is shredding on these team fights. So if they're not going to play around their jungle being able to get to MF all the time, I would expect to see the MF.
All right, yeah. We'll see what DT picks for side, because loser picks side, of course, for game 2. Either red or blue. We'll probably get that from there on. Do you have anything else to add before we just go into break? Because I'm pretty sure they're breaking too.
I don't think they're going to go to break. I think they're going to go directly into draft, and we'll get our break after draft. I believe they're setting up for draft already. We'll have to wait here momentarily and see if they are in fact ready to draft. Are we drafting? Or are we not drafting? That is the question. I will give that a second.
Yeah,
While we're doing that, let's talk leaderboards here, because we haven't really discussed the leaderboards, what happened at the end of the season in terms of our leaderboards here, because I don't believe stats for playoffs are gonna stay. So if we got the leaderboard stats. Let me pull up and see what.
Hold up. Spot that. Tag in. It's being recorded already. Vish has everything.
Ah.
Yes. Just in case. There's none from the tiebreaker, from what I'm getting told, bro.
Okay. All right. So while we have some time waiting for the draft, we haven't really talked about this all season, and we've talked about our production team. We've talked about the different casters that we had. Shout out to the real MVP of the LXC league, Vish. Hands down, has done so much back work with the stats and the prep work of the pre-matches. All that stuff behind the scenes is actually done by Vish. She is by far the most detailed lady I've ever come across, and she doesn't even play this game. Like, the videos that we have before stream, the stats that we go through before the game, the leaderboard stuff that you guys see week to week, is all done by Vish. So I do want to give her a shout out. She is the MVP. Why she's with that other guy, Soul, we've been asking that question for nearly 20 years now. Or at least I've been asking that question for nearly 20 years. But Vish is by far the MVP of our league. So shout out to Vish. Why you're with that strange guy, we don't know.
What?
We
Come
also asked the same
on.
question.
Come on. You can't do that to him. You know him for 20 years, too. You can't just put him down like that. He's a good guy, right? Prep is just being prep. He's a great guy. This is He's a great person, great husband, all right? They call on this league. They make us very happy, right? Put smiles on our faces and everything.
We do have some other games also going this evening for positioning. So the way the playoffs is going to work is we have the ECG versus DT, which is the stream game, and then we have in the non-stream game, which is TD BYOB and Brad Bolster Gaming, and whoever wins from those two games will move on. However, it is up to Baron Buddies, who won the regular season and finished first place. They're going to be the ones that can decide who they're going to play next, and then obviously the loser or the person that don't pick will then also play CB Tabernacle down in the bot. So we are set up for a potential where we'll have Baron Buddies and CBT potentially playing for the fourth time in 5 weeks or 6 weeks. These guys have played each other a lot recently, and they've been on stream quite a bit recently with the tiebreakers and everything. So it'll be interested to see if that holds true. CBT will get another crack at Baron Buddies potentially to kind of get them back for the last game. So that's how the playoffs are going to be playing out for the remainder here. Obviously, Baron Buddies. I'll be kind of interested to see who Baron Buddies is gonna pick from the litter. If they're going to, sometimes these teams they get in these playoffs, they get a situation to pick, and they actually want the start. They want the stronger of the teams, so they can stay fresh and not necessarily pick the one that's weaker. So we are, in fact, getting into draft, and draft has kicked off, and immediately we're seeing the bans continue to be the same. So we see the Kanye being banned, or Kane, Swain being banned still, and then the Kaisa and the Udyr banned from ECG side. So I would imagine, are we going to see once again the Makai ban, or are we going to see the Rek'Sai ban? We know what's gonna. We know what's gonna happen if
it's a Seraphine ban.
Okay, so they do opt to take away the Seraphine. This does leave the ability for that Rek'Sai to come out, and we do see the Cyan ban come out. So interestingly enough, Ornn's still on the table. And we can see DT prioritize the Ornn and take that pick away if they wish, or we can see them take the MF away because the MF has been super strong as well in these team fights. Or are they going to pick a full poke fight? I don't necessarily think I want to see DT on a poke fight comp at this time, just because of the execution level. We do see the Jinx, who got a nerf, if you will. I don't really consider Jinx in a nerf state, but Leak says she's nerfed.
I think she's nerfed in the higher of Elo's live. We're not up there, so Jinx is not there. MF is gonna be picked again for ECG, maybe? Run it back?
So the MF is picked up. I was expecting if DT did not ban that MF or did not choose it, that they would go right back to it. She's been super strong in a lot of these fights. She's been in a lot of comps. Are we gonna see something crazy here? Are we gonna? I would expect the Rek'Sai probably come out, pick it now.
Day 4, maybe. Oh, the Lee Sin top. The Lee Sin top. No, ECG.
All right. So we do see hover on Lee Sin, but the Rek'Sai will be picked, and then we're gonna see a Jinx and Leona paired up. I like the Leona here. She does have some potential to get to that MF and stop her early, at least during the laning phase. But it does open up for some counterplay here. So we do see the Ornn being picked by DT this time, taking the page out of ECG's pick. But I was talking about with the Leona and the Ornn with that MF. Now you leave open the Morgana, which can really punish Leona early on, as well as the Jinx if they're not careful, still paired with the MF. So I like the Morgana pick here. I know you like the Morgana pick here, but we know that Soulkeeper doesn't like the Morgana pick here, but it does look like we're going to get the Morgana. Take them apples, Soulkeeper.
I don't like, the Malzahar ban for ECG. This is a good Malzahar ban. I actually approve of this ban because of DT's lockdown. DT's actually playing a comp going forward. We want to fight. We want to, extend fights. Great. Silas ban. Once again, I don't disagree with the Silas ban here. I mean, it's like, I'm pretty sure they're afraid of ults, right? 2 good ults already. I
mean, the Ornn with the Leona plus whatever your mid is going to take. I can see why you'd want to ban Silas at this point. You do have the Leona, you do have the Ornn. You are going for that more team friendly fight. We do see I like the Annie ban or the Viger ban. Either one of those. I'll be interested to see here though. I think they left the Annie because they can play it too. And so they've opted instead to get rid of the Viger because with an Ornn and a Viger, scaling forever and Ornn empowering the items with a Vigor and a Jinx. That could be kind of scary if this game goes into later potential.
Lux man?
So the
That's a
Lux
little.
ban, but the Lux doesn't really make any sense for this combination. You already have the Morg, you already have the Rek'Sai. I wouldn't expect to be seeing a Lux in this particular combination.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting ban from DT at this point.
Oh, I like ECG's pick right there.
I
I would
like.
have.
I
I
love
would
that.
have.
I was gonna say we're either gonna see a Malphite
Hoppy!
top
Hoppy! Hold up! Hold
or
up!
no,
Oh, we're not
no,
gonna
not
see
the.
it.
We're gonna see the Malphite. Okay, yeah, it makes really good sense into this comp. I would expected to see the Malphite here since it's been left on the table. This does give DT some ability to counterplay.
Oh, oh,
Uh,
Eve.
I was
Wait,
going to say they
what?
could go really spicy in the jungle and put the jungle on an assassin with the ability to go after the Morg and bypass. So we do see the Evelyn coming out here. I actually like that pick. And then we're finishing off with Corki. Corki is a sneaky good kind of mid at this place. He does scale pretty well. He's got great damage. He's got great poke. And so I do like the Corki here, but it does put the onus on mid can really counter and pay with a LeBlanc, a Cassidon, Ethiopia. They've got a lot of options here
And
to kind of
Ari?
punish this.
Yes.
All right. So we are
Oh.
seeing an Ari again. We're putting ECG on a roaming mid, but now at least DT's on a mid where Corky can get some poke on and get himself in a good position. So EKG again, great team fighting comp. DT, they've got themselves an interesting comp. They do have to look at their targets for assassination. They do have some execution that they've got to pull off to make this work. But I do like this better than the comp that we saw last time. They have more damage potential this time. They've got more catch potential at this point in time. They still have some tanks in there, and then you have the scaling that's coming from the Ornn, coming from the Jinx, and believe it or not, the Corki, which I think is kind of sneaky good at this point in time. It gets slept on. So predictions are live again. 5 minutes. Who you got in this one? What are you wanting to see this time?
Man, the spice on DT versus ECG. What? I'm gonna say it again. I think ECG got my heart. This looks way too good for ECG, I think. Because I think they can execute early. We have seen countless of times that EG Canty can just roam, make these plays, right? He roamed on Seraphine. This is good. I think ECG can close this game out. Ari's gonna get a great lead. Malphite's their supporting factor. Rek'Sai and Ari. This looks like just catch city, right? Eve's gonna get caught. Corky's gonna get caught. This is just. I think ECG. I think DT they have a chance if they can get to mid game, mid to late, but knowing that ECG they play for let's roam together, let's make plays together. I think DT's in a really tough spot to climb this mountain once again. But not too high. This mountain is not higher than the last one. It's balanceable, measurable, We just gotta see how mid game works out. If ECG makes that mid game unbearable, right? This is gonna be so hard for DT to pull off.
So I'm with you. The one thing I will say is with DT's comp, right? I want to see Leona. I hate to say this, but I need to see the Leona roaming to mid to kind of catch out the Ari and leave the Jinx with the Morg and the MF and play safe because they're gonna lose this lane. Like you can't. The Leona and Jinx early on can get super poked out by the Morgana and the MF, and unless you have the Evelyn there, the Leona, the only option she has is to all in. Else they're just continue. They're going to lose the trades. They're going to lose the poke battle, and they're going to give away a lot. So unless your Evelyn is super camping bot, which I don't think this Evelyn is going to be able to do with that Rek'Sai and with the ability, I would like to see the Leona to actually push herself to do a little bit more roaming. It's kind of like the way that the Soul Keeper used to play Leona. Like he would leave his bot lane to kind of go mid and roam a little bit more. So I think Leona needs to take that approach because I think if they just play this straight up bot versus bot, they're gonna lose this really really hard because of that Morg MF poke potential and catch potential. But yeah, ECG has set themselves in a really good spot. They have a great team fight comp. They've got a lot of catch potential in their comp. And really, the key and linchpin on DT side is can Evelyn or Corky get in a position to where they can take out and assassinate the MF? Can they take out and assassinate the Morgana? Can they take out and assassinate this Ari before they get hit by any stun or they get locked down forever? So really, DT has to play that. I like their comp. They've got a lot of spiciness in here, but if they mess this up, they're in for a trouble. And this could actually go either really short or really long.
Oh yeah, this game is I'm in it. I'm want to see this Evelyn pop off. This is ready for two sides, right? Let's see ECG they can make early to make game work, but this Eve can just go 3-0, 10 minutes in, we have a party. Like I want to see what DT can offer to this table. They do have mid game, they do have late game, they do have all this, but I think for this game in general, Eve is. I think jungle is the most important factors for both teams, right? Rek'Sai's early to mid, Eve's the mid to late gamer. We'll see what happens. That's the most important thing. I think jungles are going to be the most important factor, right? Jungle, Eve needs to camp bot. Rek'Sai needs to just pick everyone off. This is just who's gonna get their lanes rolling first. Ooh, excited.
Oh, man, I giving this jungle Rek'Sai when he's already have really good stats on this Rek'Sai, I think is problematic, especially when you switch your jungle in mid round. So really need to see this from DT side with Mind and Bear getting on the same page and getting some early kills and some early picks onto that Rek'Sai and stopping him from taking control of this game. So, believe predictions are now closed. Is there's going to be some points exchanged hands there? I saw some bigger numbers coming out than I was expected for this. Let's see for this game, but I didn't get to see who made what on their predictions. And I believe we have somebody who actually one-upped what I said last game and said this is going to be a 26-minute game. So I do think that the longer this game goes, the more it is going to favor DT with that Jinx and Ornn. But there's going to be some fireworks here. I think ECG is going to win those early fireworks. I don't expect these tops to be able to. Again, we're going to see more of a slap fest, although this time the Malphite versus the Ornn. And this time I would expect the Malphite, depending on his build, but I expect the Malphite to go mega early on, get the MF resist going, and then start bullying the Ornn around from the lane. But hey, DT, you got yourself a better comp. You got some spiciness in here. Can't wait to see this Evelyn in action. I think it's the first time we're gonna see an Evelyn all league. So really gonna be looking to see what this Evelyn can do. And then Corky, I've got a soft spot. Say.
I know you got a soft spot for Corky, but now it is time for our break. We will see you guys when the match timer will be when the timer hits 0, and we'll be back here, of course. And here we
And
go.
we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2, predictions flying out. Soulkeeper came in the chat and told us 100% that this Evelyn was going to pop off. So we're going to hold him to it. And I'm betting a skin that this Evelyn does not pop off against this Rek'Sai. And we're going to see who's right. But, you know, again, I'm an actual person that's played jungle, and one of us doesn't play jungle. So I'm also La La Land is on my side on this one as well, and it said the same thing. So Soulkeeper is going to lose is going to lose 2 skins. I don't think he's going to be gaining any skins from us this evening. But Mindfox, by all means, prove me wrong and take it to the Rek'Sai, because I'm here either way. Either way, I win a skin, or I see some insanity from this Mindfox and taking it to the Rek'Sai. So I think either way, I win.
Yeah. I do want to say the starts for items are different this time. We do see the tier start for Corki. That's question mark.
No, actually, this makes sense against the Ari matchup. So typically speaking, with the Corki matchup, you do take the tier item as your first item into the more running mid mages, because if you elect not to push and roam, then you can push faster without running out of mana. So that action item does make sense on the Corki. But we do see the EMF says, "Hold my beer." I'm gonna go Culling as my first item.
Yeah, do you see the bot lane right there? Both bot laners sitting in the mid bush. Nah, nothing happened. Never mind.
Sitting in the bush, waiting patiently. But yeah, again, Slapfest round 2 of 2023, continuing up top with the Ornn and the Malphite. So we do see the Evelyn elected for the Red Star and Rek'Sai also as well elected for Star. So that'll also be interesting. Kiki is moving to the top, or if he's going to opt to come around.
Yes, of course. And we just see Slap Fight Part 2. Round 1.
He does eat a tower shot there, but he does elect to come back in and smack it. So I think if he does eat the tower shot here, he might have actually been able to bait him out a little bit more and then all in them and then taking the tower shot. But he is winning this trade early on, as Ornn is going to do. Are we going to see a dive? We do see the knockout come out, and we do see the double flashes walking away at the last second. And the Malphite is in the tower, is barely holding on to his life there. Yeah, so Flash is already down from top. Here comes the Ornn. He is going to Rambo in for first blood and then suicide and get himself dead. So that was pretty funny. And the tower got the kill, unfortunately. We do see the stun landing out. The follow-up there is going to land. However, Morg does walk too close because she put the shield down. And she did get caught by the Jinx Cog. She is going to land the follow-up stun, though. The damage is coming out. Leona is able to land the stun, though, and force the MF to not be able to finish the combo onto the Jinx. So Jinx already pretty chunked out. Leona is pretty healthy here. They've opted to put all the damage on here, so Leona might be able to punish here in a second if she so chooses. And sacrifice her life to maybe secure the kill on the Morg. So we'll have to see that in a second if she's going to take that route or if she's going to just kind of play safe. I wouldn't want to see that at this point because you don't want the Jinx to take more damage. So I would like to see this Leona get real aggressive right here and push into that and take some damage for her Jinx and maybe secure a kill onto the Morgana. Meanwhile, Slapfest is continuing. While our jungles are straight to quiet. Both elected to get full clears in, both opting to not. But look at everyone's item.
Yeah, I mean, Rek'Sai's up here, an item actually. Pickaxe is stronger than a Dark Steel, of course. And round 3? Oh, never mind. It's not round 3. It is round 3. Oh!
It is round 3. The the fight is continuing. However, down bottom, we do see the Leona coming in. We do see the Evelyn down here. And we do see now that there is going to be the Morgana falling. She is going to be claimed by the Evelyn. And here comes, the Evelyn with the Dark Seal to collect the kill. So wisely there up top. Meanwhile, the Malv is hanging on for dear life. He has nothing left. We're going to see the Orange suicide this here in a second. He does knock up. Tower damage is coming out, but he is going to be able to get away. And the Rek'Sai is in position to punish.
Oh, Rek'Sai's coming up top.
Rek'Sai is going to come up top. He is chasing. He is going to land some damage and knock up and stun the Ornn and collect the shutdown from the Ornn, who, I guess he really, really wanted that plate.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've seen countless again. This Ornn's been really obtained, has been him. We do see MF with the Dirk. This is scary. This is where MF killed the Jinx. Jinx bought shoes.
So Jinx, I've seen this happen with a lot of ADCs. I'm not certain I understand it. The Jinx is out of position. However, the Morg is not able to land the stun. The Jinx is able to dodge that out. And we immediately are going to maybe see this Leona try something on the Morg. Nope, she is opting to back away. The Ornn, meanwhile, was disconnected and he didn't pause. The Ornn has reconnected and is going back up top. And we are seeing the MF push this into the tower, even a level behind on the Jinx. She is not caring and not scared at all. The combination of the MF and the Morg not able to land there on the Jinx. So Jinx is doing a pretty good job of playing dodgeball for the time being. The Root is going to come out and land. The Rek'Sai is in position. The MF is moving up. There comes the damage on the Leona. The stun from the Leona was smartly placed on the MF, not able to secure the kill. She does eat tower shots. Now the Jinx is chasing. She does have the MF low. She is going to trade some damage here, but able to not get herself out of position. We do see the MF, though. She did reach too close. The Jinx is able to flash over and secure the kill on the MF, knowing that the Morg was not in a position. And now Evelyn's coming. Evelyn's sneaking down here pretty low. I know she knows that Rek'Sai is trying to teleport, and she's waiting patiently, maybe to wait for the last second to engage. It does look like she missed her time and is not able to properly punish that Rek'Sai. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. OBS crashed from our producer side, so we did have a little bit of a delay there. However, we're back into the action. Again, Slapfest is continuing. Ornn is going to flash. However, Malphite is going to counter and then flash away himself. Just a little bit more angry, and you would have got the ult into the tower there. Again, we do see the Rek'Sai coming to punish this Ornn, and this time Ornn knows that he's in trouble. Malphite wants to get on the action to make sure he gets at least some credit. He is able to secure the kill onto the Ornn. And the Ornn again punished for staying a little bit too long. And immediately, Herald is starting. Not even opting to go there, but we do see Corki now looking like he was going to position himself to roam. But he does look like he is going to go back into mid lane. Meanwhile, Ahri, she kind of started Herald with it and then kind of walked back to her lane. So I think Rek'Sai is sneaking this, and nobody knows what's going on. And we do see Evelyn coming in. She has spotted that Ale is doing this and has started this and is low, and she is going to secure the kill onto Ale, who had opted to do the Herald solo and didn't ask for help from that Ahri. So unfortunately, now the Ahri is going there to secure the Herald, and Evelyn is immediately roaming bot. Skank off because I don't think they know she's coming yet, and they are really pushed forward on this team. So we do see Leona. She is going to start the fight. She is going to land the Q. The MF has taken a ton of damage already. She is going to flash away from the Evelyn. The bullet time comes out. However, not able to secure the kill. Jinx gets one kill. Evelyn gets the other. Evelyn starts off to a 3-0 start. Looking like she knows what she's doing. And again, misplay from ECG. playing a little too loosey-goosey there, and able to get punished accordingly there. So this time around, bot does have a good lead. Rek'Sai is not able to get the impact that he wants bot. But meanwhile, Malphite will get the ultimate started off on Ornn, and we will see the dragon fall. Meanwhile, Rek'Sai is going to go under and burrow, getting the kill done onto his top lane. So Rek'Sai, interesting enough, is spending more time topside here, while jungle from Evelynn is punishing bot there for their positioning. So kind of an interesting turn of events there. That ECG is having their jungle play more on the top side rather than bottom side. Jinx now does have a little bit of a CS and gold lead. Ahri and Corki, meanwhile, are just trading CS there in the middle lane. And top, as always, is getting Slapfest going on, although this time we're getting some help. We do see the stun land. The cogs do come out from Jinx, but she is eating a ton of damage without her Leona there. It's just kind of what I was talking about earlier. Without Leona in the lane, Jinx is going to have to play. But we haven't really seen the Leona go anywhere because the Evelynn is camping bot and getting them some leads there. So we do see Ornn is trying to play Where is Waldo? Not able to find Waldo in this case. And is going to go ahead there and start pushing that lane. My goodness, the chunk from that MF. Once again, though, Leona and Evelynn is in position here. So Evelynn will start the fight. The Morgana is going to get taken out. The Corki is now roaming. The Jinx rocket is wide. And where is Ahri? Where is the jungle? Not seeing where the attention where I would think it should be when you're playing a Rek'Sai. The Morg again being aggressive, but again, no, the Evelynn is there to punish. So we are seeing DT play a little bit better. We do see the fight kick off. Evelynn does miss. The burrow comes out. It is knocked down, but she's got a lot of damage. She is going to secure that kill. The bullet time late. The stun comes out, and oh my goodness, she does get the shutdown, but not before she gets killed, taken out. Now the Ahri is here. The flash from the Leona is going to get her out of harm's way. She is going to get out of there and stay safe. Ahri not able to get the kill. So interesting adaptation from ECG, where they're playing more top heavy when I would expect them to be bottom. But again, Jinx is now able to go and punish them more accordingly. She's kind of entered that stage where, she has tier 2 boots. She almost has her item completed. She has a good lead over her contemporary, and now she can punish the more accordingly. So we do see Angry playing with the Ornn a little bit more, even though he's got the kills and the shutdown. He still is losing in CS, and the Ornn is still getting outwinning those trades for the time being. So a little bit of an interesting build from the Malphite as well, opting not to get that magic resistance that I was talking about, and instead going Gauntlet.
I do want to say the loot-ins on Corki, that's the old school build. I'm not a fan of it. Not a big fan of it either as well. We do see the Ornn Horde coming out into the tower. The Malphite is running for his life. He is going to land the ultimate. He is going to land into the tower. He does splash away and is able to secure the kill. Meanwhile, again, down bottom, Evelynn is able to find a target and kill the Morgana again. This Morg is not having the impact in lane. She is being punished with the Rek'Sai not able there to follow up. And she is putting herself in harm's way pretty quickly. So DT is able to capitalize. Evelynn is now 5-1. I can hear in the back of my mind Soulkeeper going, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. However, we're still in the game, sir. We'll have to see how that plays out later on. For the time being, you are at least looking like you know what you're talking about, but we'll see how that plays out in the end of the game. Meanwhile, mid, 0-0-0, 0-0-0, with an Ahri and a Corki. I'm not certain how I feel about that. This game, especially ATLS is ECG's mid laner. He hasn't been rough, actually. Well, the game's up.
We do see top coming back out. We do see the Rek'Sai again up top with the Ornn. Ornn is running for his life. The burrow comes out. Here comes the damage onto the Ornn. Malphite is going to slow and catch up. We do see the Evelynn has arrived. Can Ornn hold it down? We do see the Evelynn does delete and is able to get the kill. She is now chasing down the Malphite. She is trying to kill. She is going to flash ahead into the Malphite. She's getting that damage out. She is able to get the shutdown and secure the Malphite. Here comes the Ahri. She misses the charm. She's ultimate. Oh my goodness, she ultimate and missed the charm. Now she does not want to be on top of the Evelynn, and she will ultimate to run away. So interesting choice again from the Rek'Sai. He's playing through the top instead of the other lanes. Evelynn is able to show up there later on and secure the double kill and get a shutdown as well in the process. Not certain I like the setup here from ECG, where they're playing very, very top heavy at this point into a Malphite when their MF and their Morg are being punished over and over again. So we do see Bullet Time here coming out late into the pit, not able to get a kill, and now the poke damage from the Corki and the Jinx are coming out. We do see the Morg land a stun. We do see the Jinx rocket come out. Leona does stun up, but they are able to retreat into this tower. We do see, meanwhile, Ornn has now rotated in the mid lane, and Ahri versus Ornn is very much a matchup we don't want to see. Now Mindfox is now saying, shut up, I got a Dark Seal with 9 stacks. I've got my Harvester completed. Now I can go in and start picking fights where I want and assassinating people, and she does say hi to the Rek'Sai and chunks him out. And this is what happens when you let an Evelynn run wild.
Oh yeah, Evelynn is just running this game. Oh, it's the opposite. They just swap sides. I think ECG they're playing top lane now, and then DT they're playing bot lane. They just completely switched sides, because last game we saw Mindflix focusing top side versus EGL focusing bot side. They're just swapping lanes, and looks like, like we said before, if we see that E focus bot, they're in the lead right now. So very
I'd be interested to get into the mind of this jungle. We've seen some of his games. I'm not certain with a Malphite top into an Ornn why you would prioritize and continuously gank that lane and not spend more time bot. I know, even saying that, as somebody who has played jungle and has played jungle with Soul, he would say all the time you're supposed to play through your bot lane, but I disagree with that statement. We will see them get some damage. Chunk Hound, Ornhorn is coming out on Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is being caught out. The Malphite will land a 3-man ult there, however. But now he's walking away. Now he's knocked up into the air. Now he's running for his life. The Rek'Sai is not really fighting with him, chunking down the Malphite. So the Malphite is able to save the Rek'Sai. But after that, Rek'Sai just kind of watched this Malphite take a beating and never really re-engage. The Ahri wasn't in position. And now the Ornn is up top, and Herald is started. Although they are over a ward on this Herald, Rek'Sai is coming back. Ahri is coming here. She's in position. She's going to start with the ultimate. She is going to land, miss the charm. She is going to get damage onto and secure the kill onto the Corki. Meanwhile, down bot, we do see Morgana going golden with the ult. The stun is going to land. Bullet time is coming out. Leona is going to flash away, though. So my goodness, fighting is continuing. Now we have the Malphite here, we have the Rek'Sai here, but that is not the target you want to be on, sir. This Evelynn needs to be the target. The Evelynn damage is coming out. The burrow is securing the shutdown kill on the Evelynn. Now they can continuously damage on this Ornn. This Ornn is being chunked out by the Malphite. 2 tanks slugging it out. The Ornn is not able to get the right jump and secure and get safe. The Ornn does fall down to the Malphite, and now the Herald is being started, and this is what I wanted to see. We are seeing there was a 2k gold lead. It is now swung over, and even though ECG has kind of been playing through top, now the gold lead is secured. Shelly is now secured. Bot was able to get a lot of summoner spells out of there, and even though Bot is at a disadvantage where the Jinx has 3 kills, the Leona has 1 kill, and all the MF had was 1 kill. Collector's out, Ghost is out, and they were able to successfully push out bot. So like what I see there, stun coming out, See just that chip damage come in from ECG, and now the lead is evaporated. The Magi's has no charges, and once again we're in a position where if Bot can just get a little bit of help and stay safe. And we see this Rek'Sai get over here. We do see the stun come out, but this time they see the Evelynn. But now we see the Evelynn is going to be burrowed. She's going to be knocked up. The Malphite ult comes on top. The stun misses from the Morgana. However, burrow follow up from the Evelynn. She does die. We do see the 4 bot here. Rek'Sai finally says, "Hold my beer, shut up, Evelynn," and is taken out. Now we're seeing the Herald being summoned. Shelly is coming out to visit, and the Jinx and the Leona are going to have to back up here and allow at least one tower to go through. So now we're seeing the push down on the bottom side. Now we're seeing this Malphite come out here. Meanwhile, Ahri looks like she's going to go top to start it. Shelly is going to land the charge. The tower damage is coming out. What is Corki doing? Corki is not helping. We're going to get another charge here because Corki's not here to help poke out the Shelly. This tower is getting chunked out. It is nearly dead. Corki, you got to do something. What are you doing over there, buddy? You're no man's land.
ECG's Herald, that goes crazy. So many charges. That secures them the dragon here because DT can't contest this because they just lost so much, and Corki's not rotating.
So much there. The Corki did not rotate, and unfortunately, in this kind of scenario, you've got to have your mid rotate. You cannot let 3 charges get through on these towers, and don't really get much done there. So, unfortunately, I think the Corki costs them a little bit there, Bear, and we would like to see you kind of rotate early and kind of help with that. We do see the Ahri. She does land the charm into the tower with the Ornn, but this isn't Ornn. Meanwhile, the Malphite is going to come mid. The Morg was going to take a tower shot there, but she is able to. So there's a lot of roaming going on from ECH at this point. They are going through and trying to secure some of these objectives and get some of this control here. Malphite is just going to sit here and just say, "I'm going to recall right in front of you. You don't have cojones," and take this one. So Evelynn is now rotating behind the Morg. Morg, what are you doing? You are solo support. You need to get your rear end back in that tower. You do not need to be 2v1ing and have an Evelynn come up and say hi to you. So Morg, Chubby needs to back off. She needs to wait. We do see now that they've warded up. Rek'Sai has made his way over. MF is here, and once again, the Malphite. So interestingly enough, from DT, they have this scenario where you have the Ornn, who's kind of in a split pushing position, and you have the Corki, who elected to get the Luden Spurs, has not been rotating. So Evelynn does get called out. She is trying to get away. The Rek'Sai is there. The Burrow is out. The stun is coming down. The Malphite secures the kill on here. We do see the Jinx here now involved with the Morgana and MF here. But again, Mindfox has been called out. His team is not there to help him. The ultimate is going to come out. The stun comes out. Malphite is taking this tower. He says he does not care about your tower damage, and he is able to get that kill secured. Now the tower is coming out, and the Morg is going to land a stun. Here comes the Rek'Sai for the Burrow. MF is going to collect that kill on Leona, and disaster has happened. What looked like a good start to this game from DT. The lead has evaporated. You're getting assassinated one by one. Here comes the Ornn. He has been called out. The Malphite is taking damage. Here comes the charm. The Ahri is now coming out. However, the flash with the Ornn horn is going to come out. Malphite is on the run. Ahri is still trying to get the damage out. Oh my goodness, the Malphite is on the run. Is the Malphite going to live? Now the damage is coming back out onto the Ahri. She is missing everything. The rockets will secure the kill onto poor little old Malphite. But down goes the Ornn. So a little 1-for-1 trade there on the top laners. A bit of a slugfest there.
Oh yeah, this Corki needs 2 or 3 items. You see the damage output that Corki's not putting out. This is just getting brutal. This is where the bleed starts to happen. The mid game of EG is coming online right now as we speak. Oh, I do like the tech of they're building up. Rek'Sai's on 2 items, building to Black Cleaver. That Maul coming in just to take that Evelynn, and we just see that EGCG's Hellfire. They're just controlling this map. They're taking towers to their names. They're looking for their setups, for their, for their objectives. They're just taking everything. They're pushing their and this Ari was 0-0 for like 15 minutes, and now all of a sudden Ari's back in 2-0 and Corky's 0-1. There's the differential right there.
She has opted for the very safe build, right? She went for the Everfrost. She's kind of building more of the tanky Ari and not so much I'm gonna go Ludens. I'm gonna go Shadow Flame and just murder you. She's gone more of I'm gonna sustain a little bit more. More likely because she knows that the Evelyn is there and the Evelyn got the start there. But now she's able to get herself in a position to make picks. The Malphite is now, reached a stage where he is hard to deal with. He is going to become problematic there. He's built Sunfire. He's got Gauntlets done. And the Rek'Sai, interestingly enough, Stridebreakers and the Maw completed. He's becoming more and more problematic. He does got the shutdowns here. And then MF, she's got the Collector. She's got the Ghost. The LDR is coming out. If she lands any sort of wombo combo, she's going to collect some people. She's going to get at least 2 people. So they need to be careful. DT needs to be real careful here. This can go downhill really quick. By the way, I am going to call it out. Man said 26 minutes. We have passed 26 minutes. We have also passed 26 minutes and 30 seconds. So you are not on my level, sir. I'm just going to point that out right now.
Oh man, to that one guy, I'm so sorry. The ego check right there. I'm so sorry. We do see Warren split pushing?
He's continuously in his split push ways. He is not caring about anything else. He's gonna split push. He says, I'm gonna get my levels, I'm gonna get my CS. Meanwhile, the Morg walked in to the wrong place at the wrong time and immediately gets jumped on by 4 waiting DT members. And now MF is on the run. However, little cheeky play here in the bush. They might step too close. Nope. Jinx does get smart there and is able to correctly know that they're there. We do see the Ari. She misses her combo. She does get caught. She is forced to flash. Bullet time is coming out, and it does collect the Leona. The Burrow is coming out, and it is also going to get himself in trouble. The double kill comes out from the MF, and now the triple kill. And again, Orange is sitting top.
Ooh.
The MF, the spiciness from this MF is able to get collect with that damage. And now we have another dragon secured. Dragon count now 2-2. MF got a triple kill off of that one. That's going to accelerate her. And the once 2-0 Jinx is now back to 4-2. So even though she got the early start, the early jump, and now it looks like they're walking straight to Baron. They're not done yet.
Oh yeah,
half health and they're not caring. Woo. They immediately are going to start this Baron. And even with their health bar so low, they're not caring. So Rek'Sai's going to get a little low. He's going to go back out and come back in. We do see the Malphite again coming out the wall, and Baron secured.
Secure for ECG, and DT's early lead just gone. This Eve was 7. This Eve was like 4-0, 10 minutes in. I called it, and guess the impact didn't really happen here. We do see the Dark Seal sold away because the Eve hasn't been even getting kills ever since that early to mid game.
The Magi's is gone. Now the Shadow Flame is out. Unfortunately, the Corky is gone for the Manamune Ludens build, which is the old school build. I'm not a fan of it. That does not do your sneaky damage, sir. When you go that route, you need to play the Trinity Force build and get with the program. Meanwhile, the Ornn is being targeted. He is a tank, but he is now going to be on the run. The charm is going to come out. The layered stun is here. The damage is coming out. Meanwhile, the Everfrost is going to come out to keep him in place. Ari securing the kill on the Ornn. The Jinx is in the middle with the MF and the Morg. Evelyn is waiting on the wings. Morg does walk off to the side. You need to stay with your group here. You need to stay with the group, Morg. You need to stay with your MF. MF is going to get targeted out. She is going to go golden. The shield is going to come out. The Morg is going to come out. The bullet time is coming out. And looks like the Evelyn is going to get away and MF is going to get away. So I know Morg was trying to get some cheeky wards in, but You don't need a ward there. There's no Baron. The Baron, you just stay in your lane. You stay with your ADC at this point. You know that assassin is there. So a little bit of a misplay, I think, from Hellfire at that point in time. To now they have a interesting scenario where the Malphite is going to go in. He is going to kill that Jinx, and then the Rek'Sai is here on top. The damage is coming out. The Leona, who is a little bit of a tank, is going to run for her life. The damage, the tower damage, Malphite does not care. He is going to get the kill. Ornn is here to get the kill and the shutdown. However, Rek'Sai is able to get the tower and the Corki. Ornhorn is going to come out. It is going to land on the Morg, who might have prematurely would hit the shield, the golden shield. She is going to ultimate and die. However, Rek'Sai is going to manage to finish off that poor little old Evelynn, and now the Rek'Sai is taking it to the Ornn. He doesn't care about the tower shots. The MF is here. She is also going to get some damage in, and meanwhile, bot side, Ahri is pushing her lane without any sort of resistance whatsoever. Inhib is falling on top side. Inhib is falling on bot side. And now we have a push into the inner towers. They are ignoring the MF here and the Rek'Sai, and she is able to chunk down that tower and almost complete it. Now the tower is going to fall down mid. Now we're seeing another Inhib being placed out. Meanwhile, the Corki ultimate is going to come out. The Rek'Sai damage is coming out there. But now Malphite is able to get into the fight. He is able to land the ultimate, and down goes the Jinx, down goes the Leona, and meanwhile, just the fight being cleaned up, and DT, the lead has evaporated. Now it is 10k the other way. Bullet time coming out, Ornhorn coming out, but the tower is going down. The health bars are ticking very low, but they are able to survive going. The MF charm is going to not land on the MF. She is going to take and use Guardian, but this game's over. And those points and those skins are going to us.
We get skins! I totally forgot.
We get skins!
Oh my, wow. Who did this? Who did this? I don't want to be here anymore. I'm being disrespected. What? Anyways. Ignoring the fact that I'm not Dream, a Minecraft streamer, playing League, crazy. I think this is such a great game from ECG. Losing early, mid-game spike, everyone just getting items. I'm surprised DT couldn't close it from that early game. Eve was 4-0, Jinx was 2-0, you know. The mid laners didn't have much impact till at least 10 to 15 minutes, and they couldn't close it. I feel bad for DT. That was a easy game. But as the game went on, just Rek'Sai, Malphite were like, you know what? Let's go bot together. Let's disturb them. Let's become the big four-man we are. The big circle of death. And guess what? They prevail. ECG just wins.
Yeah, so I mean, great start from DT. They got the kills that they wanted on Evelynn. She had an early lead. Jinx had her early bot with Rek'Sai spending a lot of time top with Malphite. But then in the mid game, like Malphite was just roaming everywhere. He didn't care about his lane. Orange stayed top. Corki was staying mid. And so you have this weird scenario where your bot who had a lead, your jungle who had a lead, got no help from their mid or their top. Who didn't rotate at all. They just let things just fall by the wayside. So I think of a little bit of an interesting misplay from DT there where, if either one of those two lanes is rotating and helping, I think this is a different game. I think DT wins this game just based off of how they started. But unfortunately, it looked like just some miscommunication there and some just kind of lack of rotations there really, really cost them this game. I mean, they bot played really well individually. Ornn, got a couple solo kills, but Ornn just got caught out a couple times by the Rek'Sai, who was able to punish with the Malphite. And then once the Malphite got control there, just started exerting pressure all over the map, and it just didn't get answered. MF able to claw back in that triple kill at Dragon. When she was 2-3, really got her back into the game, got her 5-3. She got another item because she got the shutdown and just kind of accelerated them getting back into that game rather quickly. So big shout out to top lane that was able to take his lead that jungle gave him and basically say, "Hey, team, I'm ready to party." Versus, mine got put in a weird spot where he had the potential to snowball. He had the stacks on the Magi's. He was ready to rock and roll, but just unfortunately didn't get assistance from some of the other lanes, which at the end of the day gives us free skins, and free skins is great.
I know, right? Free skins are great. Yeah, this is a very interesting. I do like the efforts from DT. They had it. I felt like they could have used it, but the ball of death came down. Malphite's like, "Hey, I want to fight. You're not important to me no more." The slap has stopped, and he just said, "I'm a team member." And most of these fights, I really didn't see why Orin didn't rotate around. Orin was splitting top here. So I think that's a miscommunication on DT, like you said. There's a lot of miscommunication I think they all had on that side of the team. Hopefully, maybe next season. I think DT's out, right? During this game, right? Do we have a losers bracket? We don't have a losers bracket.
There's no losers bracket. So we will not be seeing DT for the rest of this particular split. And so I am being told that we're wrong and that we owe Soulkeeper skins because Evelyn popped off. Uh, no, that's not the way that works, sir. Like, she needed to carry that game, and she didn't carry that game because she didn't get any help from her team. So you owe us skins, not us owing you skins, sir.
This will be a discussion off.
So this is gonna be off topic discussion that we're gonna have to have internally. But yeah, I don't think you're right on that one. Also as well, thank you for your points. I won 8,315 points. What did you win, sir? Won
Oh, I didn't.
0, and I think I'm the leader of all the points.
Are you?
For lovely Twitch channel. So to say about that.
Oh wow. Well, any final notes? Anything you want to say? Anything before we leave?
Yeah. I mean, it was great to see Mind. I'm not going to discount. So was what called that correctly. Did like the Evelyn. She did pop off early. It was unfortunate. She really didn't get the help that she needed. Either one of those lanes. It was kind of a weird scenario. I don't like that quirky build. I've played that quirky build for a while. His newer builds, where you either go the Trinity Force or even the Hydra Rush build, which I'm a fan of, but it does work. But yeah, great from ECG again. You love to see it. It was kind of interesting. A rocky start early on, putting a lot of emphasis on top lane, which is not where I was expecting that pressure to be at. But I have been corrected, and I am still in second place in points. I think somebody's been cheating and just giving themselves points because they're betting and losing, and I'm betting and winning, and I'm still behind. That's some insane. That's kind of sad. I don't know how he gets all these points.
It's very insane indeed. Well, I think that's it for both of us, right? Let's call it the end. Before we leave, do we know who won versus the
So
other side?
Yeah. I can pull it up real quick, and I can see if those games are finished. Sometimes we have access to that information to start. So let me double check here. Let me pull it up, and let me see. Do not other leagues, so I do not. They're posting now. We might be able to hold on.
All right, we get to see. So for sure, we're going to see next week. For sure, we're going to see Bear and Buddies.
They have their
EC
pick.
They pick. They pick. Oh.
So they
I
can
was gonna
pick
say
to play the winner, and that's for them for the side. So it does look like it was a 2-0 for TDBYOB. So the choice will either be for them to pick ECG Hellfire or for Bear Buddies to pick TDBYOB. So it'll be interesting to see what they choose there, which then does mean CBT will play will play the ones that Baron Buddies doesn't pick. So
All right.
we won't know that until later on. That'll be for next week. Meanwhile, we still got a series for tomorrow, which promises to be spicy. Thank you for joining us this evening for this edition of LXC. And again, I just want to say, to our producer this evening, Tony, thank you. And for my co-host and caster this evening, La La Land, thanks for stepping in on short notice.
Thank you. Yeah,
We'll see you
this is a
guys
great
next time.
session. All right, see you later.
Bye.
I want my skin. Bye.
I want my skin too.